Peace and blessings, everybody out there. Welcome to Mo Truth TV. Let's go ahead and talk about Brother Polight and young Pharaoh. For those that don't know who they are, these two are men that followed the belief of ancient Egypt, which was called Kemet. And they have a large following of thousands and thousands of people on YouTube and Instagram, and they teach their information about what they know in Egypt. These are very intelligent men with smooth words and delightful knowledge and insight into the customs and teachings of Egypt, taking you down the dabble hole. You see, over here on Mo True TV, we go down the rabbit hole, but those Egyptian wise men, they take you down the dabble hole, and now you are deceived into thinking you learn something that will not benefit you in the least on the day of judgment. These men practice the seduction of words, spells, luring your mind, your pineal gland into the worship of the one-eyed Egyptian spirit, the spirit of the Antichrist, the spirit that lives in the pyramids. And young Pharaoh and Brother Polight have the pride and arrogance of Pharaoh during Moses' time. Polight and young Pharaoh are against the Most High, and they are against Moses, and they are against the prophets of Israel, and they are against the Messiah, and they are against the messenger Muhammad, peace be upon all of them. These are men who reject the scriptures, and they teach thousands of people to reject the Most High Almighty. Many black people have been deceived and turned atheists or polytheists or Kemet, or they got into all that spiritual worship, aka jinn worship, ancestor worship, black woman worship, and all these other kinds of worship, except worshiping the God of Moses. These are men who carry the Antichrist energy, the one eye of the Antichrist, leading mankind astray. You know what I'm saying? Back into the dead society of Egypt. Yeah, Egypt is dead. It's over with. Egypt has been given to those who worship the God of Moses, Muslims. God gave all these lands to Muslims. God gave the Middle East to Muslims. And the most important thing to a Muslim's life is worshiping the God of Moses. Yeah, when you read the Quran, the Most High speaks over and over again about how he brought down Pharaoh and his armies. The Quran brags about how the God of Moses brought down Egypt. All praise and glory be to the Most High. And what we see today is young Pharaoh lost his YouTube page a few months ago, and he's been going through these little demonic attacks with his wives online on his Instagram page. One of his wives allegedly went through his home and destroyed all his Egyptian idols. And now Brother Polight was recently arrested, allegedly, and charged with a serious crime. These two men are two of the most popular Egyptian and conscious teachers that have been laid down, and shame has been brought upon them. If only they turn to the Most High and seek his help and seek his forgiveness. That is the simple answer. You got to turn to the Most High and seek his forgiveness, because he is the most forgiving, and he loves when his servant seeks his forgiveness. Brother Polight was charged with sexual assault on a 14-year-old girl, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you, a few years ago, I had a big debate in Brother Polight's comment section on his Instagram page. He made a video ridiculing and slandering Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, because he married his youngest wife under the age of 18. And here we see mockery has been thrown back into Brother Polight's face, as he allegedly been accused of sexually assaulting a woman under the age of 18. See how the hypocrites and rejectors of truth have become exposed? Prophet Muhammad did a righteous thing by marriage. Brother Polight, he's being accused of sexual assault, allegedly. These are men who cast spells with their elite vocabulary skills to lead the black people astray. They spit a lot of truth, but they sprinkle deception and lies into their lectures. So a lot of people, especially a lot of black women, are casted away by the wordplay and the false sense of dead knowledge to cause them to turn their backs on the Most High Almighty and to follow after the one-eyed Egyptian jinn, Horus. Yeah, Ra and Horus and Thoth are names of jinns, reptilians that run the pyramids of Egypt, demonic alien spirits that the ancient Kemet Egyptians tried to communicate with and conjure up.
But I do want to say this, right? When I got on the internet 5 years ago, I told the world that I had an out-of-body experience involving extraterrestrials. Nobody believed me. Y'all all called me black people. My own community laughed at me, called me crazy. No, that I had an out of body experience involving extraterrestrials.
Why is the event of Moses in Egypt such a talked about event in the Torah and Quran? Because it's all about saving the children of Israel out of the rulership of Pharaoh, the wickedness of Egypt, the land of black magic and dark sorcery and witchcraft, the land that has been built on the backs of the ancestors of the so-called African American Negro. And today in America, we black people have ended up returning to Egyptian slavery, the house of bondage again, under the rulership of the same Egyptian demonic one-eyed jinn spirit, under the rulership of the same symbols of Egypt, such as the Washington Monument obelisk in the middle of Washington, D.C. Empires fall, but the spirit of Satan lives on and hops onto another empire to build up that same one-eye pyramid system. And the spirit of Pharaoh has hopped onto these two intelligent men so they can preach lies and teach deception amongst the children of Israel in America. But their intelligence is vain if they reject the Most High Almighty God of Moses. Because in Proverbs 9:10 it says, fear of the Most High is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. My brothers and sisters, if a person ain't speaking about the Almighty Creator, the Holy One, the Most High, then they have no knowledge. They have no wisdom. They have no understanding. You got to dismiss them and get rid of them and not listen to anything they say. Women, when you out there searching for your man, searching for your spouses and your mates, your husband, if he ain't talking about the Most High, if he ain't putting the Creator first, then you got to dismiss him, because he's not going to be a righteous husband. Because the beginning, the source, the start of seeking knowledge and wisdom is fear God. That is what is at the end of the rabbit hole. At the end of the rabbit hole is fear the Most High. Worship the Most High and keep his commandments. Remember, black man and black woman, do not fall for the lures and temptations and deceptions of men who reject the God of Abraham. Only a fool says in his heart, there is no God. Only fools despise wisdom and instruction. And as we can see, these two men are being made fools by the Most High because they despise the wisdom and instruction of the Torah, Injil, Gospel, and Quran. They despise the scriptures of the God of Abraham. Let us make sure that we stay separate and set apart and social distance ourselves from the teachings of these men and men like them and the whole entire Egyptian Kemet conscious community. It sounds good. It looks good. It's a nice history. Egypt. Kemet, a strong black empire with gold and riches and knowledge and technology and world-class monuments. But now it's a fairy tale. It really existed, but now it's a fairy tale. It's a myth. It's just memories. The pride and arrogance of Pharaoh led to the fall of Egypt. We have to look past the materialistic beauty and the vain knowledge of this place called Egypt and focus on the spiritual world of this place, a place which practice magic and worship demonic jinns and spirits, a land of corruption, murder, greed, pride. They practice evil stuff like mummies and sinful science experiments in the making of graven images. This is the land of images and idols, idolatry. Idol worshippers will be burned in the hellfire. So why the hell do people want to follow after idol worshippers? And they claim, well, we not actually worshiping it. We are revering it and honoring it. Man, shut the hell up with all that nonsense and them slick, smooth words and explanations and justifications and interpretations. It's an idol. It's a picture. It's an image. It's forbidden. You do not need this to survive nor live. It will neither benefit you nor harm you. You do not need pictures or idols of anything to survive. The Most High is against us making idols and images. In Luke 20:38, it says, he is not a God of the dead, but of the living. Mummies are dead. Idols and statues made of stone are dead objects. The underworld of Egypt is dead. Pyramids, all that Egyptian culture and society is dead. Pharaoh is dead, and we don't want to spend these last days here on earth falling after a society, a culture that was brought down and left in ruins and museums. We are righteous people, and we have high expectations upon this earth. Our Creator is still living and will always live, and he will never become a dead god such as the Egyptian false gods. We are expected to follow and worship and obey the God of Moses. He sent down a criterion for us to follow. He sent down laws and commandments for us to live by. If you reject his revelations, then back to Egypt you go, or worse, the hellfire he will sentence you to. That's all that matters at the end of the rabbit hole. The conclusion of the rabbit hole is fear God so we don't get thrown into the hellfire, so we can enter the gates of his kingdom. That is the first thing that should be on every righteous person's mind every single day. Worship the Most High and pray and make sure every decision we make on earth doesn't lead us into the hellfire. Every word we utter out of our mouths doesn't lead into the hellfire. We got to walk a narrow, straight, tight path because Satan is awaiting to ambush us spiritually when we navigate away from the path of righteousness. He's hunting and he's waiting. And if you don't pray, then he comes to pray. When we get off the Sirata Mustaqim, we fall into the direction of the hellfire, the lake of fire, the pit of fire, whatever you want to call it. It's eternal fire awaiting to taste the flesh of sinful, rebellious, arrogant, prideful little pieces of humans. I'm out, y'all. I want y'all to go ahead and stay prayed up and pay attention and stay vigilant. We are definitely heading into crazy times. I want y'all to go ahead and press like and subscribe, man. If you want me to touch on any subject, let me know in my comments or send me a message on my Instagram, which is mo__truth. As the world continues to become evil, we have to increase our deen, increase our faith, increase our loyalty and our obedience and our servitude to the all-powerful Lord of the heavens and the earth.
Ancestors, you see it. You see it. Don't ever be stupid. It's the all-seeing eye. Okay, this the all-seeing evil eye on the side of Ra. It's the all-seeing evil eye. It's the all-seeing evil eye. Evil eye.
Yes, black man and black woman, we built Egypt. We built the cities and the monuments. We are from Egypt. But the rulers of Egypt, the Egyptians, we are not their bloodline. We were the slaves of Egypt. Just like we are the slaves in America. We built America. We built the greatest empire on earth, America. But we were the slaves. Just like we were the slaves in Egypt for 400 years. And Egypt dedicated their monuments and their statues and their temples to gods that was not our God. They was not the God of Moses. They was not the God of Israel. The Egyptians worshiped jinns and aliens and all kind of false deities and idols. They practiced idolatry. So the Most High took us out of Egypt. He took his children, the children of Israel, out of Egypt and gave us our own holy land. We crossed the Red Sea and he gave us our own holy land. Zion, Jerusalem, Israel. So don't get too caught up in that Egyptian nonsense. Don't get too caught up in these speakers, these wise men with eloquent, educated, big words that deceive you mentally into believing that you are an Egyptian again. Nah, bro, we don't even roll like that, man. If a person don't speak about the Most High, the source of beginning, the source of wisdom, the beginning of wisdom and understanding and knowledge, then they a liar. You don't listen to them, you dismiss them. Dismiss anybody that's not praising and glorifying the God of Moses.